Welcome to my range 11.5 guide. I'm going to be going over the comps you should play when you've high rolled the early game and you've low rolled the early game. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So, what is a range? A range is 3 to 5 comps that covers a range of all the items you can have in a game of TFT, right? Now, we only will play these 3 to 5 comps. Why do we do this? It cuts down on the options that we have, and it makes the decisions that we have left to make easier to focus on. In a game of TFT, when you're trying to pick between like 10 or 12 comps, that's a lot of decisions that you have to make, and it takes away from the other decisions you could be making, right? Like positioning, itemization, picking up from the store. And when you cut down that range and cut down the options, you focus more on the important decisions of your game. So we want to make sure that it covers all the items you have, so that when you have an item early and you slam it because you know it's good, it gives you some direction going into the mid and late game. So the first comp I want to talk about is Dragon Soul Aesol. This comp is a comp that you want to be playing from ahead. You can't really like lose all of stage 2 and then like lose all through stage 3. You're sitting at like 50 health at the beginning of stage 4. Can't really play Dragon Soul Aesol from that point. But if you've won streaks through like stage 2 and you're at a really healthy life total going into stage 4, you could probably greed, hit level 8, and then roll down for this comp here. The main carry is Aurelion Soul. You want to make sure he has a mage buff. It's built into his kit. His ult's stronger on the second cast, so you just need to make sure that he's getting that second cast off consistently. Strong items on him are going to be Jeweled Gauntlet, Hextech Gunblade, GA, Death Cap, Hand of Justice, blue buff. AP items, mana items, healing, like sustain. It's what you want on them. You can put the aura items on Lulu or Morgana, but Morgana really wants to tank items because she's going to be frontlining a lot of the time. So let's say you have the Aesol items, right? You have the Hextech, you have the Jeweled Gauntlet, you have the GA, but you're level 7, it's stage 4, and you don't have enough health to go to 8, right? You're lose streaking, you're at 50 health, you need to play something stronger. That's where we play Fable Nico. Fable Nico uses the same items, as you can tell. Hextech, GA, Jeweled Gauntlet. But this comp uses a lot of 2 and 3 cost units, which makes it so that you can get away with rolling down at stage 7 to try to get these units, right? And stabilize your health total, right? In this case, if you've lost streaks through stage 2 and you're sitting at 50 health, that's when you want to play Nico. And this is a great like pivot point where you can always start like Glove or Rod and really like know that I'm either going to be playing Fable Nico or I'm going to be playing Aurelion Soul, just depending on how my early game went. Now, you can have that focus. I think both of these comps are really strong. I think both of them can win a lobby. You can definitely be in an unlucky spot, decide to play Fable Nico, and then hit a 3-star Nico and win that game super easily, right? Just because you low rolled the early game doesn't mean you can't high roll the late game. But sometimes you don't have these items and you have to play something else. So the next one is Tryndamere Slayers. So if I've high rolled the early game, but I don't have these AP items to play an Aurelion Soul comp, I'm gonna play a Tryndamere comp, right? These are gonna be items like Giant Slayer, i.e. Last Whisper. Last Whisper is super important in this meta right now, right? Even like Deathblade or Hurricane are gonna be good on your Olaf. And with this, you have to play this from ahead as well, right? If you're sitting at stage 4 with less than 50 life, you're gonna be in a bad spot trying to play this comp. Now, with that being said, this comp is incredibly strong, and it uses a lot of items that the Aesol and the Nico comps can't use. Swords, bows, gloves, it wants them all, right? And you can play this in a lot of flexible ways, but really the core is that you want Tryndamere or Samira as your main carry, and you want Slayers to give them healing. So, the next comp is going to be Sivir Carry. Now, this is the low roll version of playing Slayers Tryndamere, right? So just like how we had the Aesol, if you're playing from ahead, you play Aesol, and if you're playing from behind, you play Nico. If you're playing with a head from Tryndamere, you can play Slayers. If you're playing from behind and you're stage 7, around 50, 60 health, you're really weak, you play Sivir. Sivir is an incredibly strong unit right now, and she uses a lot of the same carry items that you would want to play in Slayers, right? Last Whisper, IE, Zeke's, GA, Hand of Justice, Rapid Fire Cannon, Quicksilver Cloak. That's really what you want to be playing. Now, the great part about this comp is that it's incredibly flexible, right? So, you get the Sivir, you get the items on the Sivir. She will deal damage. A 2-star Sivir with good items will deal 7,000, 10,000 damage. She'll be stronger than a lot of carries in the game, but she's very fragile. So you take the rest of your comp units and you use it to protect the Sivir, right? So we're looking for CC, we're looking for frontline, we're looking for healing. We're just trying to buy as much time for Sivir to deal damage, right? So 3 cultists is going to be really good. 2 sharpshooter, you want to make sure that she's bouncing because her ult does a base AD, and that will carry over with the sharpshooter buff. You want Vanguard frontline. You can play Mystics to give your frontline more health, and then you can play Spirit to give your Sivir a higher attack speed, right? So here's 2 examples of comps, right? So the first one was a Sivir 3 carry comp that I was able to win the lobby with, right? That was because I rolled for Sivir, I hit Sivir 3, I was in a bad spot, but I was able to carry myself out of it because I powered in 1 streak through stage 4, and then I was able to carry that win streak momentum into stage 5 and pressure a lot of the people who were sitting pretty into stage 4 and make them play weaker boards. And then this board was able to take over, right? So I rolled a lot, level 7, was strong enough to push for 9 at that point once I hit Sivir 3. And then at level 9, I was just way ahead of everyone, right? Now the second example was one where I realized that I wasn't playing for first place anymore. I was playing for 4th place. I wanted to just not lose LP on this. And so I just made the best board around the units I had, right? Now this ended up being a 5th place, but that's so much better than getting an 8th place, right? So sometimes you gotta realize that you're not in a spot to like get a 1st place. So we play a comp like this to guarantee that we can at least like minimize the damage of getting unlucky in the early game. And that's kind of what we want to be doing in these comps, is that we have 4 comps. 2 of them use AP items really well, 2 of them use swords really well, and 2 of them are really good when you're way ahead and they're trying to play for winning the lobby, and 2 of them are really good for when you're behind and you're just trying to top 4 that lobby. But with that, you're just really looking for, here's my position, what do I do best in that position? So hopefully this is giving you meaningful decisions you can make in your game. Asking yourself, am I ahead? Am I behind? What comps are my items pushing me into? And really being able to lock into that focus and ask more meaningful questions than what comp should I be playing? Or we already know what comps we should be playing. Here's 4 of them. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I stream these live on Twitch, so if you're interested in stopping by and asking questions after the fact, we got a great audience that I'd be able to love to answer some of these questions. Anyway, want to support me on other social medias? Here are some links I'd appreciate a lot. Anyway, thank you and have a great day.